Okay, so I've got so many questions, Michelle. You're going to be so excited. I'm going to share my screen.
And heads up, there's a hard stop at 2 because I have another Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And Matt's here too, remember?
Yeah. Matt,
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I'm just
Fly on the wall.
watching and soaking up as much as I can.
Okay,
perfect.
So the way that we've been doing it is by creating issues, assigning them, and then once we fix it, doing the pull request and linking that issue. So these are 2 that I've fixed with the help of Caroline, with conditional language for the plaintiff's address and name. So that's something that we figured out by ourselves, just to show you that we actually have been doing stuff by ourselves.
That's great.
Well, with Caroline.
All right. Yeah. Great. Good.
With Caroline's help. But Caroline, I actually changed it a little bit. But your logic was solid. Okay, so the ones that I flagged for your help that I just can't seem to find what's going wrong is this one. And now watch, I'm going to run through it and it's going to work.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, no worries.
Do you remember how we worked on, let me just pull the branch. So do you remember how we worked on that related actions? I think it actually might have been you, Caroline. We worked on a related actions description. It was, we wanted to do a loop there. So related actions. Oh, God.
This is the cover sheet, so you want to go to a different file. Yeah.
Sorry?
You're on the, oh, I see.
No, that
the
is,
cover
it's
sheet.
one,
That
it's
is
one
what
YAML,
it is.
Michelle.
Okay, that's so hilarious. Okay.
Okay, so this is
all the cover sheet? Jesus. All right.
Yeah, it's called a cover sheet, yeah. So we created this object. Don't know if we need this code block, but I just left it in.
Okay.
And basically these are the variables that are in the PDF. So you've got docket number, court county, and case name. And it's actually only one input field. So we wanted to add those all together, right? So here, this all works. And there's an option to add more, and we can add more. The problem is here. So 416, this was the help of Caroline, and it works and everything. And for some reason, it worked. It pulled this related actions description. It pulled that into the PDF. And then Lance says that when he goes through it now, he can't see it. And I think the last time I checked, it didn't either. So related actions description over here and related actions description over there. So let's run through. Can we do that? And just make sure that because it did work. When Caroline and I did it together, worked perfectly. And now I'm going to go the simple route. We have some kind of things that I've got pull requests waiting. So some of these things have changed. We're just waiting for them for Lance to incorporate them, to merge the pull request, sorry. Okay. And just FYI, you were correct in saying that the courts thing was
not, it doesn't have expected behavior.
Yeah. Okay, so related actions. There are other actions related to this case. This is not related to that. This is just the track. This is the object that we're trying to work on. Okay, so here's the related actions question. Tell the court about any related actions pending in the Superior Court. So, name of case, divorce, docket number of case. I think we can just say docket number, right? We don't have to say docket number of case.
One, just do a number 1 or whatever.
But we don't have to say docket number of case, name of case.
Oh, you can just say docket number, right? Yeah.
So we can say case name.
Yeah, and usually case name is, McGlinchey v. Maid McGlinchey v. Blah blah blah.
Caroline Robinson, MVM.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we should expect to come up with in the PDF, right?
These are okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's another thing I'm still trying to fix. That's the next
Right, but the
question.
signature doesn't have anything to do with related actions. Those are two
No.
different. Yeah.
Okay, so now doesn't pull through. I can tell you already. Spoiler alert. Does it take long for anyone else to load or just me?
Different on different days where I am.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, some of like 209A can take a while. Some of them just take a long time because they're 12 pages long, but others. Okay,
But
so
this
where's your?
is where it's supposed to get pulled
It's
through.
not there.
No.
Right.
And it was. That's the thing that's frustrating for me is that
Did you
was
double
there.
check your PDF?
We just did. Yeah, we
What
just
do you-
did a
did.
minute
the
ago.
attachment blocks? Yeah.
Looked at it.
No. I mean the PDF itself, the PDF file.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, what should we be checking for?
Your
So-
template. Make sure there's actually it matches the PDF, the actual PDF template that you've uploaded. Yeah, just make sure it's the right one and that it has the right field in there.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't changed it. I don't know if I can see this. That's my Adobe
You have to
Source.
download it to your computer, I think, to see the field
Yeah.
name. Open it and because to me that might.
When was the last time you edited it, Maeve?
Sure. Yonks. Is there a way to see that? Like way
On
longer.
GitHub there is.
Okay.
I can give me the link to where
Repo?
it is, and I can. Yep.
Can I just drop it in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not right. Thanks. I swear to put it. I was just. That was
No,
fumbling there.
that was accidental on my part. But.
So I mean, we haven't changed it in a really long time.
And then just what you want to just quadruple check.
21 days ago.
Maybe we should check. That wasn't that long.
I mean, it was 2 weeks ago that I worked with you, right, Maeve?
Right. What's 21?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That's not what you mean. You mean what was the date of 21 days ago?
No, I was meaning 3 weeks. So we worked together 2 weeks. The problem is that my Adobe is not working, so now I can't see the fields.
So drag it. Go to document.pdf. Document.
.org.
PDF.
.org.com.
Yeah. PDF. Hang on. Let me get it. Document.
Is this one?
Document.
Yes,
.org/PDF. I think.
Got it.
Oh, okay. Then drag it in there, and we'll at least be able to see the names of the fields.
That's all. Yeah, we need to see. Okay, check. Unless Lance has been doing stuff.
Well, I mean, the thing is, maybe one letter changed in your YAML.
So-
Something might have just changed little in your YAML. So maybe you didn't change the PDF, but something in the YAML. It may just be that they're not matching up.
Right.
So in here, I'm going to suggest something that I very much dislike, but is almost necessary in DocAssemble, which is see where you defined the whole related actions description or wherever.
Yeah. Here.
Right. So after the equals sign, copy all the rest of that line, and then put that inside the PDF fields instead.
Oh yeah, just to double check.
Not even just to double check, to keep
look
it in
at that.
there.
Is this the document is
Oh,
broken
okay.
or?
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's broken. I'll let Dorner know. Try it. Well, try it. You know what? I'll try it again with a different PDF, and then if mine works, I'll ask for this PDF so that I can show her what PDF is broken. But go ahead and go ahead and do what I described. So go back up a sec. Just 1 second. Okay, go on down. So I suspect what is happening is that you have the set undefined. Skip undefined to true. And so this never gets defined anymore. Is that something you changed more recently?
Skip
Um,
undefined.
How would I find skip undefined? Yeah,
Skip.
it is such a true. Yeah.
And when did that happen?
I have no
All right,
idea.
all right. So I suspect that it's skipping that variable that is undefined, so it never gets defined, which is one of the reasons that in DocAssemble you just want to evaluate in place whenever possible, which I hate, but that's what you get. So go to inside this attachment, go to related, whatever description.
Related underscore actions, is it?
Related actions. Okay, so yep. So highlight that and paste the code in there.
That's everything after the
Do
equal
the
sign.
same. Yep, and do the same in the
second
other
block.
spot. Yeah. Okay. So now try that.
It's always going to be
You
the
can
one that's
actually-
like right at the end. Sorry, yeah.
Never mind. That's okay. You probably could have gone back a page and then.
So Michelle, are you
Gone
saying
forward
that for
again.
some reason
here?
it was undefined?
So
Okay,
from
that's
what I didn't see anywhere where Maeve's code and Maeve and Lance's code explicitly defined it. Right? I didn't see
Well,
anywhere where it said.
Oh,
where
you
it
mean like it's
requested it
skipping the code?
outside.
So it's skipping the code. I mean, the PDF doesn't, the code defines it, right? They answered the question.
So DocAssemble, how things get defined in DocAssemble is that things
Oh, I know what you're
require
saying.
their
So the
definitions.
PDF calls for it,
The
but
PDF does not call for it. That's the problem. The PDF no longer calls for it because we have told DocAssemble with skip undefined.
well, that's what I mean.
that-
The
oh,
PDF calls for it, but the skip undefined says it hasn't been defined. So even though the PDF calls for it, don't answer it.
Yeah. I've found if I hit down, down, and down, that works really well for me as well.
For
For
those
Dave.
dates.
Yeah. Hit down, down, and tab and down, 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 enter.
It worked.
Oh, yay. But so Michelle, are you saying long-term to put the code in there, or are you saying
Long term,
fix the skip undefined?
no, long term, evaluate it there.
Gotcha.
It's a pain in the freaking
But
rear. I don't like it. It's
good
not
to know
clear.
that that's a workaround.
Yep, it's not clear. It's hard to read.
Yeah.
But that is one of the ways in which DocAssemble, the nature of DocAssemble, chooses your code style for you.
Well, why did it work before and then it's not working again?
That's what I don't know.
Because skip undefined wasn't true before.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
Right.
is it not? Can we not say false for skip undefined?
You can, but there are other things that then become harder. Then you have to make sure you define everything instead of, like,
Yeah.
for example, the version that Quentin is developing now or has developed, where you only have one attachment block for
Mhm.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
That won't work with without skip undefined, because it will ask for the signature every time otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I could be wrong, but then there are other things. I think it should be handled differently than skip undefined in some ways, but the situation will come back to bite you anyway, because if we do a review screen, for example, you will have to recalculate that value. In fact, if you have that value in here, you should put it as a reconsider every time, like you would have to reconsider that every time.
In the PDF attachment block?
Yeah, because what if the person changes their answers, right? They go back and change their answers in your review screen, in your, your actual review, and they change it. So the PDF would have to recalculate it every time. So there are complications on all ends of everything. So
Why did you just get an error?
Right, that was an old error that I got for something else. I was just closing my screens there.
Maybe you can ask any more questions?
Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
know them?
Do you have another question, Caroline?
No, I just was wondering if I can have a list of Maeve's questions, figure out what I'm going to stick around for, whether I can leave.
Okay. So the other question that I have is about the dates, like what Caroline pointed out earlier. We have two variables. One is certification signature date, and the other is user signature date. We want to get rid of the user signature date variable because it already pulled. I can't figure out how to get rid of the user signature date variable in the questions.
An SME has said you should get rid of it?
No. We want it to get asked, but I don't want it to get asked separately from the basic questions. I want it to be asked within the signature flow. I don't want it to be asked
at a separate time.
Yeah. Right now it's on a page called signature dates to do.
Did we not figure that one out, Maeve?
We figured out the first part, which is the certification date.
Oh,
so is this a question you're interested in, Caroline? Or
yeah.
Okay, so let's go there.
Okay, so what happened was, so I just want to quickly, so I've saved this. Can I really just commit this to the?
I mean, yes, you can. I don't know, like, is there, I saw you pull it. I saw you only change that part of the code. Did you delete the code that is no longer necessary?
Is that code not longer necessary? That comma and list?
That little block of setting, yeah, no longer necessary. I would suggest deleting it.
But if I delete it, then I'm going to have to rerun it again, right?
Yeah.
Well, take you 2 seconds, Maeve.
But you can also you can commit it, so
yeah,
you can commit it and
yeah, she doesn't have to do a PR for it.
You don't have to do it right. You can commit this one right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then remember, just go back later and delete that.
Put it in your commit message that you want to delete the code.
Okay, so this is issue 5.
You could say, remember to delete code before PR. There you go.
Okay, right. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far with which is probably, this fix might not be right.
And you need to pull the main branch again, remember.
Okay, I'm not going to pull the main branch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the branch that I've kind of been working in.
Sure.
To show you what I've done so far with the signature date. So basically, as I said, we've got these two variables. Maybe if I just pull.
Can you show Michelle the PDFs?
Yeah.
What you're trying to do?
Okay, let me pull it up here. Okay, so basically, the flow is you're either an attorney filling in this on behalf of your client, in which case you sign here and you sign here. Or you're a pro se user, in which case you only sign here. So pro se will only have to date it over here. Attorney will have to date it here and here.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. Do you have more questions than this? Because this one I know the answer to.
Okay, no, that's it for today.
That's it. Okay, I'm jumping off.
Okay.
Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Matt, do you have any questions? No?
No, not today. So go for it. Thanks.
Okay, great.
So basically, you're either, obviously when you're an attorney, we don't want you to have to physically sign twice, but we need your signature to be put in both places and the date to be put in both places.
Right. So let's go to your PDFs, one of your PDFs, the download PDF, where the signatures and signature dates are. Right. So one thing is, I'm trying to remember if it's user's signature date or if it's just signature date. I think ours is just signature date.
It's just signature date.
So that's one thing. That's probably why you're getting repeats. And what have you done? What are you doing?
This was just up at the top. So I just moved it down. So that
Sure.
it's nice.
Okay. So this is probably the same problem. It looks like you're defining certification signature date somewhere.
Yeah, so that's the thing. This is what I was talking about, the question. So what I did, this is the thing, as I said, it's probably not the right fix. There used to be signature dates to do, and it used to have date of user signature with that variable, and then date of certification signature. And then what I did to try and work around it, because I couldn't figure out, I basically just included the certification signature date on the certification page, which obviously it's a, like,
Is
a
it bad?
workaround. It's not bad, but it doubles the day. I mean, if the attorney, it's a workaround because the attorney might be certifying on a different day. I don't know, but it's not my ideal situation. My ideal situation would be to have the signature date equal the certification date, because.
So you just want to display them both in two places under a certain condition, correct?
Did I start recording this? Are we recording?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, just checking. Like my one job.
Your one job, you're doing lots of jobs right now, maybe. All right, so if you go to your, have you seen an if statement in an attachment block before?
I think we might even have one in ours. But no, actually, no. It'll be a one-line if statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that in our attachment blocks. I think I have seen it, but I wouldn't be that familiar now.
Okay. So what variable will tell you if someone is an attorney?
Is representing plaintiff.
Okay, so copy that variable. You can just double click it. Oh, you did. That's awesome. Okay, so go down to your attachment block.
The one with the signature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, both of them have the signature date in them.
Okay, that's fine. We can work that out. So now in certification signature date,
Yeah.
do do signature date, signature underscore date. If you know that
Ooh.
variable,
Sorry.
else.
Wait. I'm gonna lose power. Panic.
No.
I mean, no. They suspended load shedding today. Also, we got told off for calling it load shedding because that's just the way that ESCOM, the electricity provider, is trying to sell it. But it's actually forced power cuts due to mismanagement and theft, which is now what we're calling them. So, okay.
Awesome.
Matt's been out of South African politics for a while. Hey, Matt. This is
Great.
Yeah. Okay. No, for like last week, every night at 8 till 10:30, there was just no power. So hopefully we've avoided that today. Okay. So signature date, if, and is it, I just inserted that because I thought that was what's going to go next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Else, empty quotes, an empty string. And then delete the certification signature date.
And now, is your preference to have, when you have an empty string, I usually just do double quotes, but would it single quotes?
It doesn't make a difference which one you do.
Okay.
Some people prefer one over the other. I tend
your
to prefer
preference?
single quotes.
I thought so.
But it doesn't matter. Because there are text highlighters and you can see what's a string and what's not a string. You like double quotes used to be like, for some people, they're just more visually distinct, and they especially help if you don't have code highlighting, right? So if it's just all one color. But when it changes color this way, I feel that you don't need double quotes. But there are other reasons. There's plenty of reasons. It's a complex picture. Anyway, same thing for certification signature. And that would be users 0.signature, I think.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
If is representing plaintiff, else. So the difference is that if you have like in the if statements that I've been doing, it's like if colon enter indent.
So yes, there are different ways to write if statements. You can't write the kind of if statement you just described here.
Okay, so that's the reason we have a single, like a inline, I guess, I don't know what the terminology is.
It's a It's not lambda. It's a ternary. I think it's a type of ternary, which is one line if statement basically.
Okay. So
Is that its official definition? You should look that up. Don't count on me. I'm a self-taught programmer.
Can I copy this and put it in the second attachment
in the
block?
other attachment block, yeah.
Okay, so that covers the date. And then the other thing that comes up is the user signature date. Users here, this.
All right, so you don't want user's signature date. I believe you just want signature date.
Yeah, that's what in basic questions, it's just signature date.
And then you want to make sure that you don't ask for it separately, right? Because basic question signature flow asks for it, so you don't want to ask for it in your code.
So we don't want to ask for it in the here. This, we don't want this.
Right.
So can I just delete this?
What do you think?
Yes.
Then
No,
go for
comment it out.
Sure, go for it. Do the thing.
If I comment it out, what is the quick way to do that?
Alt drag.
Alt drag, okay. And then?
A hashtag. Hash symbol.
And that's it. I shouldn't have done that first one though.
You can. You don't have to. Whichever way you want. Yep.
Let's see what happens. This is my favorite part.
Yay. That doesn't look like your favorite part expression on your face.
This is when Michelle and Quentin go, what do you think is going to happen? Before you press it. Okay, wait. So first we're going to run it with a path of you are an attorney, in which case the certification stuff should come up.
And what do you think is going to happen? What are you expecting?
That it will come up and it will be set to today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
We will see, right?
Okay.
That is
and then I expect it to go through the normal signature flow, because previously we didn't even actually have the we only got to the preview before. Okay, never mind. So this is a question we've now fixed this. Lance just needs to merge that PR. So we fixed that to be conditional language, right? So instead of saying, if you're an attorney, it'll say, what is your client's name? What's your client's address?
Great.
And then once I did that fix, even though that was Caroline approved, then I realized maybe, I'm just going to test this. Oh no, it's not going to fix it. Maybe it should be, once we got the client's name, so the first thing should be, what is your client's name? So where is this
How do we triage this?
I think I only
Let's
fixed
look
it
at
in
the
one.
page and the information.
I only fixed it in one place. That was my bad. Sorry, I wasn't focusing.
No worries.
Okay, so it's over here. That's one that I didn't fix. And then up here, so again, this is in the
And you want
order.
And do you want it in the interview order,
No.
or do you want it in is it in the basic questions flow? I think so.
Yeah, it should be. Let's try
Not
it.
sure. Sure.
Do you think if I save it and then just
Refresh? Maybe. You might have to go back a couple.
did it save? What's the time? No, it didn't. Oh, there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So it didn't break yet. Oh my God. Oh, flip. I don't know if we fixed this yet or not, but this was supposed to be fixed. shoot. It shouldn't be asking the plaintiff and the... Does the signature flow not ask the date anymore?
So I don't think it does. That's my suspicion.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure why, but I don't think it does.
I don't know why it's still asking. Basically, it should be an either or. Okay, it didn't pull any dates in. It should be an either or. It shouldn't. You shouldn't ever have both the plaintiff and the attorney signing, right? So there's two.
So let's first take the signature date. Let's start with that.
Okay. I don't know why.
So first, right. So we think that it's not in basic signature flow. So where shall we put it? Because we have to ask for it now, right?
In here, in the logic, in the interview flow,
Wherever you want it. You are the one who
knows. That's where I would logically put it, but I had, okay, yeah, I would logically put it there. So I would put in there, user's
signature date.
Date.
We're working on signature date.
So just signature date, I would put.
So if you want, you can call it user signature date if you want, because it's obviously not in the basic signature flow.
It is though.
Yeah. Yep. No worries.
Because that's where I found that it was that, right? Basic questions. Flippity gibbet. Right? Okay, so there it is.
Let's look for it being asked.
Okay, it's only that one place. Does that mean that it doesn't get asked?
That is correct.
Okay, so we need to ask for it. So then I would put that in the order block. I don't know. What is this supposed to be called? The interview?
Interview order block is what we've been calling it.
Okay, I would put it in the interview order block, and I think I would put that after here.
Are you asking me?
Signature field. So I would put it. Oh, this is why it's still asking them twice, because we haven't fixed it.
Okay.
I would put it above signature field. Why is it not getting pulled in there though? Basic question, signature flow.
Well, signature date is not asked in basic question signature flow. We just looked that up, right?
Right. Okay. So I would put it above. I would put it above there.
All right. Do you want to try that?
I think I'm gonna have to redo the whole interview, but yeah. I'm trying to figure out now why in line 804. Okay, I know. You're focusing on one error. Okay.
Signature date right now, right?
Yeah.
The date.
Every time I move my cursor right up to the top, it brings down the. It brings.
So click the dot, right?
Yeah.
And say to hide the floating meeting controls.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see if it I don't know if it'll work, but we can try. Lance is coming. Okay. Let me just drop him the link quick. And see my most favorite.
That's right. All your favorite peeps.
Oh, look.
It's true.
What? It just worked just like that.
Well, you suddenly made it required. I'm not sure whether it will put it in the correct order in the future, but I believe that it will be put in the place where you requested.
Let's see. It's on. Where's Lance? There's Lance. Look, it went in there. Lance. That's
Hey,
working.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I you.
Okay.
Houston. Come in, Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, we can. Oh, I've been on mute.
No, you haven't. I've heard
Good.
everything.
Okay. Just this last one.
Okay, so Lance, what we did is we fixed the related actions not pulling through
Okay.
And I'll show you how we did that. I've made a commit. I just need to change one little bit of the code, and then I'll show you what we're doing there. Now what we're doing is we're working on the signature dates.
Okay.
So remember how it was asking for those? We had this in the to-do thing.
Right. Well, we moved in one of the commits. I'm not sure which one, and maybe we put it into a new branch. We moved the collecting the date for the certification.
Yeah.
To
we
the
moved it up to
beginning when you click I certify.
Yeah. So now, but what we're trying to do now, right? Or maybe let's just try run it again from the beginning just to show you. We were changing it around in the actual attachment block. So what we did is we actually added a if statement in the attachment block. So let me show you on this one. So you ask signature date, which is the variable. We previously had users 0 signature date, but this is the variable that they use in basic questions is signature date.
Okay.
And this is obviously the variable that we use if it's an attorney.
Right.
Else it's blank. So
Okay.
this is in terms of like populating it, but I just want to see if it asks the way that, I think you saw how I was doing it, right? Where the certification, I actually updated it since we talked and set it to today.
Oh, so it automatically sets to the date the form is filled out. Sure.
Yeah, to the day that you're doing it, I guess. But what we're trying to avoid is like any of our questions asking like, hey, what date do you want to sign this on or whatever. We want the basic question. I made 2 pull requests.
Okay.
2 pull requests. I checked the code. That we did before.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. Using a Massachusetts address on NB.
Okay. Yeah, mine did too last night.
So those pull requests should be good to go. Okay.
That's really slick, by the way.
How cool?
Yeah. With the map and all, it looks
I
nice.
know, I did so much work on that. Okay, so you see here, this is pulling in from basic questions because our one was a bit different. I think I actually commented out.
Oh, yeah. Our question was completely different, right?
Yeah, our question was, I think that's going to search to do. Here, date of user signature.
Right.
So this is the basic question flow, and it's automatically set to today.
Okay.
And then sign on this computer. So this is where we're still working, right? Okay, wait. So this is A. Because this shouldn't be coming up twice, right? They shouldn't be asking.
This shouldn't be coming up at all.
Yeah.
The plaintiff signature shouldn't be coming up at all.
And but Michelle says, we've got to focus on one issue at a time. Also, I don't know why it's still not putting that. Okay, anyway. But
because we tidied that up, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it's still not like looking nice. Anyways, the date gets populated. So now we want to try it when you are just a pro se and see what happens.
Right.
Also, just FYI, this meeting is going to have a hard stop at 2. So if there's any burning questions that you want to pick Michelle's brain on, now is the time.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm also available later.
Right.
And she is not chopped liver.
It's true.
Okay, I forget that David's there. I'm going to be really careful what we say.
I'm only sometimes here. I did have lunch and I've been doing emails.
Okay, working on that to-do list. Okay, so
it's not looking good. The percentages have gone way down since we started.
Oh no.
This is also weird, right? It's pulling through both the plaintiff signature, none of the attorney signature. Why? We needed the other way around.
Why would it pull through? Yeah.
Dates. The dates pulled through. So now what I wanted to do is I want to just test and see what happens with if we say you're not the attorney, you're a pro se,
Right.
because then you should really only get
You shouldn't get certification anyway.
Yeah. see my new standard address.
Yeah. Everyone lives there. It's just a big house.
So did you fix this and make a PR yet, or did I fix it and make a PR? Is
I
it already
don't think
merged?
there weren't, unless one of the ones you just did.
No.
Neither has done it.
Mm. I also added another issue a while back, where I realized that the attorney address question is getting pulled through from basic questions, and it's got a variable in there for the attorney's name. So you're addressing the user in like the third person. You're saying like, what is Lance's address? So I made an issue just to do the same thing that we did with oh no, why is this getting pulled up?
Well, it clearly needs it for the form. It's looking at it for the form. So whatever logic we have to say.
But
It's not in the form. It's not in the form.
But we fixed this. We fixed it getting pulled. I don't understand. Because that was an issue before, where it kept asking attorney question, right?
Right.
Okay, but on the plus side, nothing got filled in for the certification stuff. So I will take the little wins.
One step closer.
I will take the little wins. But that's so weird, Lance. We need to sit down and have a look at this and think. What is
We all
triggering that
want
attorney
company
question?
while you think.
Always.
Well, then tell me when you're meeting.
Look! Nothing
Look at
there.
that.
There we go. That one works.
So that one worked a little bit, though. It's still a problem
Well,
that
except,
it asks.
well, yeah, it
What is
works.
triggering that attorney question?
Why? Yeah, what's triggering the attorney question? That's the big thing, because it's not even showing up on the
Yeah.
the logic
So
works.
for now, we've got 10 minutes, and we're trying to focus on one issue at a time. I'm just reminding us, right? Those are both issues for sure.
Okay. For sure.
So you've got one thing left for the date, and then that part of the issue will be resolved.
Yeah, but
because
the date
you are still asking for an extra date.
Sorry. You want
Did
this
it ask? It didn't ask for the 2 dates now, did it?
It asked for the signature date, but it also asked another date. You said you combined a question?
Oh, so we don't want the certification date. We don't want the certification date asked.
But when we moved it up, that made it so that it didn't get asked, right?
Yeah, it wasn't asked when the person was pro se. But so, Michelle, is it what you're saying that
when it's an attorney, when it's an attorney,
we don't want to ask it twice.
Right.
Is that what we're saying?
That's what I was saying. So
yeah, we don't want to, that's the thing, as Lance was explaining that for me, this was kind of like my workaround for lack of kind of understanding how to equate the certification signature date with the user signature date, which is now what we're just calling signature date.
Do we need the format? Because that's gonna mess up. It works for you, but it's not gonna work for us.
So let's get rid of this question because this field because we're not going to ask it at all, right? So the format doesn't matter.
I was going to try my
we're not even asking it, right?
Well, it's in the on that certification question.
That's, I think, this certification question, which we are removing.
So
right, so we're removing it completely.
We want to remove the date part of this. I
get. Okay, I see what you're saying.
We don't want to ask the attorney twice. Like, hey, what date is it? We just want to ask them once.
I guess. And the way we got around it was by splitting it up and putting one date at the certification question and one date later.
So we've actually gotten rid of that second question. Well, we haven't gotten rid of it. We've instead made it override with basic questions.
Yeah, you got rid of the first time.
So now what I'm thinking is just like logically, on a logical level, we want to equate certification signature date with signature date.
So let's go see what this looks like, right? Or you can look in here for the various appearances, you know.
Can
So-
we just, oh, go ahead.
Where are we looking? What are we looking for?
You know what? Continue your thought process.
That was my thought. That was it. My thoughts are very,
Okay.
that's it.
Open book, got it. So what do you want to do next to see if what you want is the behavior that is happening?
Just try it out. I was just going to go into the attachment block. So right
So
now,
we haven't told it anything. All we did was take out that second date. We haven't told it. We need to put in that certification signature date equals signature date.
right. So right now we've got it here. So the signature date, if maybe it'll work if we just try it like it is with that part commented out. I'm just going to try it,
Okay.
which is my motto.
Just
What's
try
the
it.
worst-
It's
what's the
like
worst that can
Nike.
happen? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Try it.
Right. Okay. So we want to check if you are an attorney. What happens? Now, what I'm imagining is going to happen is, okay, so there's no date field here, right?
No date for certified, right?
And what I think is going to happen, because what we've done is we've said signature date if attorney, right? So what I envisage is that because we're asking for signature date in the signature flow, I think it's going to show the signature date. See, this is what I was saying. What is AA's address? So we want to change that to what is your address? Because it's only ever going to show up if.
Well, we still have to change this to what is plaintiff's address.
That's what the PRs, those two PRs, change this. And
Okay,
this.
okay. They fixed this one.
Yeah. This.
Your name and your address.
Yeah, 100%. Such a luxury having electricity at night. Oh gosh. I don't know myself. Okay. So what's your bets, Lance? Do you think that my assumption is right?
Oh, I always think your assumptions are right, Nave.
You're too nice to a peer programmer. Okay. So my thing is that we're going to get asked, where do you want to file these forms? That's going to automatically say today. Then we press next, and then it's going to ask like every single person. Okay, so this is the variable for signature date, right? Signature underscore date.
Right. So we've given it a signature date.
Yeah, we have, and I think that because of the one-line if statement.
But again, it's asking for plaintiff signature, which again, that's Michelle's going to get mad at me.
That's not what we're trying to do.
Okay.
There are lots of problems in the world.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there are lots of problems with your form.
It worked. Did you see that?
No.
It's going to take forever to load, but it basically pulled in that day twice without having to ask for it again. So by commenting out that certification signature date question in the certification screen, but having that if statement with the variable signature underscore date, it pulled through both of those dates into both of the date fields.
So that means we could have put another date in to the certification.
It doesn't allow for you to have two different dates of certification.
No, but if we had put another date in, it would have overridden it because the logic to replace that date with the certification date with the signature date, it had been working all along. We just didn't see it. We just had to turn off the question.
It hadn't been working all along because previously the variables were certification signature date and user's signature date. And then with Michelle's help, we then changed it all to signature date.
Yeah, I don't mean all along from the beginning. I
Oh,
just mean
okay.
all along from.
So yeah, so the thing that I foresee as a possible issue is that maybe an edge case, I don't know, where an attorney wants to certify on a date that they're not signing on. But I mean,
That's
how
a
often-
question for an SME.
Right.
how
They'll
often
tell
is
us if
that gonna-
that happens.
I really, yeah, we'll ask Ben. Okay.
And in which case we just go back and turn on the question for the date and turn off that logic that says
No,
that
we don't have to turn off any. Or maybe we do. We should
we
test
have to
that.
because it'll always be replaced. That's
You will have to switch it back to what it was before,
yeah.
but you will still use the if statement so that when the user, you'll just turn it instead of signature date if attorney, right? You'll
Mhm.
say attorney's the certification date if attorney, right? So
Right,
that's
that variable will change.
yeah.
In both
Oh,
places.
right.
To certification.
Then we'll give it
underscore
whatever that
signature
variable we
Right.
create when they on the certification page. Yeah.
So do you want to commit that? Because there's a thing and it's working, and that's a
I
good
know.
Yeah.
that's a good feeling to commit with.
I always like when you're at the driving range, you got to hit like the last ball has to be a good shot. Okay, so this I really don't like how when you put something in the search bar, it's like you changed it. I'm like, I didn't. I just searched for something.
Yeah.
Then I still panic save just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, you're a wizard.
I am the wizard of
So
we need
some
a
very
new
limited things.
Mm-mm.
new
This is
branch though,
this
right?
is issue 13.
Oh, it is issue 13. Okay.
So
Okay.
so this is gonna be I'm working on my commit messages.
It works. Oh no, that's not a very good commit message.
When Lance downloads PDFs that work, he always names them something fun. You haven't done that in ages, Lance. Stop.
I haven't shared
That's
everything.
your sense of humor.
Yeah. No, we just haven't. We haven't made it to
The working stage.
the PDFs in a while.
No.
Mm.
Certification date. Oh. It does two things, right? It overrides the signature date and it stops the
We're about to
certification
hit
date.
that hard stop.
Oh,
Fix signature date behavior, I suggest. All right. So
Thank you.
message me about when you're going to meet, and
Okay.
then I can join you and we can talk
Okay.
about these various things.
okay.
It seems like it's
All right.
kind of
Bye, David. Bye,
one step forward, two steps back. Bye,
Always.
David.
Bye, everyone.
Checking
Well, it's
late.
closed.